Hey Connor, what are you eating?
A burger?
Did you know you already started digesting that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you want to learn more?
Of course.
Most of the digestible carbohydrates in our diets come from starch, just like that bun you're eating. The three most common monosaccharides in our diet are glucose, fructose, and galactose. Our disaccharides, or complex carbs, are broken down by our body's digestive system to form monosaccharides. The digestion of that bun is starting to happen right now as we speak, in your mouth. The salivary glands in your mouth produce salivary amylase, which splits starch into smaller fragments of linked glucose molecules. We call these oligosaccharides. The starch will travel through the esophagus and into the small intestine, where pancreatic amylase will break down the carbohydrates that escape the breakdown by salivary amylase. Most of these will be broken down into disaccharides such as lactose, maltose, and sucrose. The brush border enzymes of the small intestine will further break down oligosaccharides and disaccharides into monosaccharides, or galactose, glucose, and fructose. All of our carbohydrates need to be fully broken down into monosaccharides for absorption.
The average person ingests approximately 125 grams of protein daily. Protein can come from foods such as meat, fish, eggs, dairy, and nuts. Now let's take a look at how the protein from your burger will be broken down by your digestive system. Unlike the bun on your burger, the meat won't begin to digest until it has reached your stomach. Once it reaches your stomach, pepsinogen, secreted by Chi cells, is activated into the gastric enzyme pepsin. Pepsin breaks peptide bonds only under acidic conditions, like that found in the stomach. Proteins are broken down into large polypeptides and free amino acids. Then, the protein molecules pass through the pyloric sphincter into the duodenum. Here, pancreatic proteases, including trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptidases, break the proteins into smaller polypeptides and some individual amino acids. These enzymes enter the duodenum via the pancreatic duct. Next, brush border enzymes secreted from microvilli either break amino acids from the end of chains or separate pairs. So the end product is individual amino acids, including some dipeptides and tripeptides. Then they are ready to be absorbed for your body's use.
Fats, also known as lipids, are typically ingested as triglycerides. The pancreas is the major source of fat-digesting enzymes, also known as lipases. In the mouth, lingual lipase starts the chemical digestion, but gastric lipase continues it as food moves into the stomach. Bile salts in the duodenum break down large fat globules into smaller droplets in order to increase the surface area. Without this bile, lipids could not be completely digested during the time food spends in the small intestine. This process is known as emulsification, and after the fat is emulsified, digestion occurs. Pancreatic lipases hydrolyze triglycerides, breaking them down into monoglycerides and fatty acids. The nucleic acids from the meat go through a different digestive process than the proteins. Nucleic acids include all foods that contain DNA and RNA. Pancreatic ribonuclease and deoxyribonuclease from pancreatic juices hydrolyze the nucleic acids in the small intestine to become monomers. Then, enzymes from the brush border break apart nucleotides and release their nitrogenous bases, pentose sugars, and phosphate ions. So what'd you think of that?
That was so cool. Digestion rules.